my third point. Marxism always develops along with the social realities and technology of the times. Marxism cannot stagnate. At the start of the opening up, socialism had only continued to advance. Upholding the development of socialism with Chinese characteristics is much like a great book. To establish foundational principles and ideas, Comrade Deng Xiaoping etched his part in. The party's Central Committee's third generation, with Comrade Jiang Zemin at its core and Comrade Hu Jintao as General Secretary, added their own brilliant chapters to this book. The responsibility of this generation of the Communist Party members is to write the next chapter of this great work. More than 30 years have passed since socialism with Chinese characteristics began. In that time, it has succeeded in many a grand endeavour. This is besides the accomplishments made in the founding of New China, a foundation that has allowed China to stand tall and stride far. Our understanding of socialism and our grasp of the laws that govern socialism with Chinese characteristics have reached an unprecedented height. This is unquestionably true. Yet, at the same time, we should also recognize that socialism of our country is still in its infancy. We still face many problems that we have not grasped clearly and the dilemmas that have not been yet resolved. It is also unquestionably true that our understanding and handling of many significant issues is still deepening. Understanding anything requires a process. We've only engaged in socialism for a few decades. Our grasp on these things is still very limited. In practice, we must constantly develop further. To uphold Marxism and socialism, we must take the perspective of development. We must take the practical problems of China's modernization and reform and put these things we are doing at the center of our vision. Then we must focus our view of them through the perspective of Marxist theory, the sort of theoretical thinking that addresses practical problems, and through the new practices and forms of development that result from this. We have said that there is no one-size-fits-all path of development for the entire world, and there is also no path of development that does not require change. Our past achievements in theory and practice will help us better face the problems of our forward march. However, we cannot let them become an excuse for arrogance and complacency, or even worse, a weight that drags this march down. As our cause advances and develops, the situations we encounter will be less familiar, and the challenges and risks we face will grow greater, and we will meet with a growing number of events that cannot now be foreseen. We must become more alert to potential misfortune. We must prepare for danger in a time of peace. Liberate your mind. Seek truth from facts. Keep pace with the times. This is the living soul of Marxism. These are the fundamental ideological weapons for adapting to new terrain, understanding new things, and accomplishing new tasks. Yet first and foremost, all party cadres at all levels must adhere to Marx's viewpoint of development, insist that practice is the only criterion for testing truth, bring into play historical initiative and creativity, and clearly perceive both continuity and change in the party, the country, and the broader world. We must always have the spirit of opening roads where we find mountains and building bridges where we meet rivers. We should be enterprising, bold, daring, as we analyze and answer the pressing questions of real life and the issues of mass ideology. We will continue to deepen reform and opening up, continue to discover, create, and advance, and continue to promote institutional, theoretical, and practical innovations.